Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Haxenhunt. Today's video, we are doing a long-term comparison between the Prime RVX34 and the HOYT RX7 Ultra. Both have been great bows. I've owned them. I've had the Prime for a little over a year and have had the HOYT for a few years. I bought this when it first came out, the RX7. Hunted with both, have been able to go through the ups and downs in the woods with both of these. Let's start off with the Prime RVX34. This bow has been honestly an absolute dream. I've shot HOYT for, gosh, I can't even tell you how many years. I basically shot HOYT straight from 2014 to 2022, 2024, or 2023. So almost a decade of strictly just HOYT. I shot a bunch of different brands, but like purely hunted. That was my setup, was the HOYT. And this Prime is what broke that streak, the Prime RVX34. This thing, not gonna lie, was very, very, very impressed with the draw cycle, with how quiet it is, with how smooth the like after shot is. It's very just dead in your hand. And then the other kind of big thing that was a big reason why I'd always shoot a carbon HOYT was due to the temperature of the riser in the wintertime. So in Utah, running through complete snowstorms, hunting elk, bison, hunting deer, whatever it might have been, it was very important for me to be able to hold my riser without a glove on, because I personally just can't shoot a bow with gloves on. I've yet to find a pair of gloves that really work for that. And that was one big concern that I had going to an aluminum riser. However, all right, guys, really quick, I just want to give a quick shout out to my website, Haxenhunt.com. You've got all these different products live right now on my site. I've got a few different t-shirt designs coming, and I've got some exclusive hats on the way. I do have a bunch of stickers left. So if you want to help support the channel, support me, and continue doing more and more bow and gear reviews, please go visit my website, Haxenhunt.com, and pick up some merch. I'd really appreciate the support, guys, and we will get back to the video. Prime has their grip system here that is actually keeping your hand off of the aluminum part of the riser and allowing it to be warmer to the touch, just like a carbon would with the HOYT. And I have hunted in the winter with this. It makes a huge difference. And I can successfully say it does work in the cold temperatures, because if you go ahead and grab the riser when it's freezing cold, your hand basically gets numb, sticks to it. I mean, I hunted with this last winter and had it so frozen over. It was insane. Like, my sight was completely locked up. The cams were totally just frozen. I drew this thing back and shot it. And yeah, just very durable. The center grip technology, you technically don't really even need to worry about a stabilizer. And I did that this year during Total Archery Challenge just to prove a point. I mean, that loses a ton of weight just from that stabilizer, right? And it's seriously still just so dead in the hand. The balance of it is on point, having that center grip technology. Honestly, overall, very impressed with the RVX. It has the exact sight tape that I had on my HOYT. Mind you, my HOYT is at 80 pounds. This RVX is at 70. So, same sight tape, 10-pound difference in draw weight. Same arrow setup. This was at like 300 feet a second. And then this HOYT is at roughly about that 300 feet a second. It's been a while since I put them both through a chronograph, but honestly, both have been great bows, shooting really quick. This HOYT, however, I have had this since it first come out, so it's been probably 3 years, and at first had really good luck with it. I was shooting very well, had consistent groups, and then all of a sudden one day everything just started going out of whack. Took me forever to try to figure it out. Could not figure it out for the life of me. Luckily, my buddy Jared is good friends with Wayne Endicott at the bow rack in Oregon, and shot him a text. And he mentioned like, hey, check the axles. Mind you, this has never been dry fired. Been, well, relatively been taken care of pretty well, other than like hunting situations, snow, mud, rain, whatever. But I've really taken care of my bows. And so we pulled out the axles on both cams, and they were totally bent. I mean, just the slight little bit, but they were bent. And so we were trying to paper tune, changing my center shot. Nothing was working. So once we found out that those axles were bent, we replaced them with new axles. Warranty, HOYT just sent me new axles. Shout out to Humphreys Archery in American Fork, Utah, for hooking me up with those, getting those in pretty quick for my bison hunt. Because I fixed that right before I went and hunted this buffalo behind me. Anyway, other than that, like, it's been pretty solid. But then ever since that happened, I always got like questionable in my head. The finish on it comes off pretty bad. There's a few paint chunks coming off. But again, it's, I mean, at the price range that the HOYT carbons are, it just isn't worth it to me anymore to justify spending over roughly $2,000 for just the bare bow, let alone with a sight, a rest, arrows, stabilizer, full setup. I mean, it's just so dang expensive. And that's one reason why I did make the big switch over to Prime, is you're getting very similar, if not better, performance out of the Prime than you are a carbon HOYT at a fraction of the price. I mean, you're saving hundreds and hundreds of dollars to run this setup than you would be running the carbon setup. I know that this is kind of not me shooting side-by-side comparison, but this is due to a couple years experience with these two bows. And if I had to pick a bow to walk home with tomorrow, today, yesterday, whatever day, it would be the Prime, for a lot of different reasons. One being the price, one being it's just as stable, nearly just as light, and just, I mean, it's a straight shooter in my opinion. You got lifetime warranty on strings. I want to say it's every 2 years you get a free set of strings for all Primes. HOYT, you don't. You gotta buy strings, which is fine, but it is nice knowing that you can get free strings. So anyway, that's kind of my two thoughts on the HOYT RX7 and Prime RVX34. Both great shooting bows, and hopefully this helps give you a little bit of an understanding of what you might want to be looking for in a bow setup from HOYT to Prime. I know both bows are great, and companies are good at marketing, but in the real world, shoot what feels best. So honestly, all I can say is get to your nearest dealer, shoot them together, see how they feel, but also keep in mind how much better of a sight or rest or arrows could you get with the amount of money you'd be saving going from the HOYT to a Prime. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. Really appreciate you guys' support on the channel. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and comment down below what videos you want to see more of. And we will catch you guys next time.